Hey everybody, it's LTM here. I'm at the Cinemark right now and I'm about to go and watch If. So I went and saw the trailer for If for quite a few months now. The best way to describe If was like, at least from the general idea of what the trailer looks like, it's like a weird hybrid of Monsters Inc. with Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Because the director is John Krasinski, the director of A Quiet Place, I think. And he stated in an interview saying that this is supposed to be kind of like a Pixar film. Though, I will state for the record, even if you're not looking for this film or not, you got to admit, I'm glad that we're at least getting something original this year. Because, you know, originality, when you really think about it, original films just kind of sort of come and go. They're not usually big hits. So I'm hoping that this movie would turn out to be pretty good, hopefully. I have high expectations for this. So I'll go into this movie with an open mind and just give you all my thoughts when I come back. This is LTM, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I just got back from If. So as I stated before, I was really looking forward to this movie. Had high expectations going into it, and while I can't say If is a great movie, I did probably enjoy it more than probably the critics did. Now, the movie's not hated by any means, but I know the movie hasn't gotten that great reviews. But If, I thought was very, very good. It's not a great movie, and I do have problems with it, but it's fine for what it is. So you got a little girl who says she's not really much of a kid anymore, and then one day while moving into this hotel or mansion, she finds out that there's these creatures, and one of them is a human that's played by Ryan Reynolds, who are these things called Ifs, which are imaginary friends. And they have to figure out how to save these Ifs from, I don't know how to put this. This is where the plot gets really complicated. They have to find a way to bring back imaginary friends back to the for adults, for them to believe, because nobody believes in them anymore, I guess. So they have to find a way to figure that out, and to find new Ifs, new humans, or something like that. It's really complicated. It's all over the place. Let's start with the problems I do have with it. First of all, the story is complicated. I couldn't barely follow it. And the other problem I had with it was that the tone is just way too all over the place. Sometimes it's trying to be whimsical, sometimes it's trying to be dramatic, sometimes it's upbeat. And you can't do that with all these tones being shifted around so much. The tone is way too all over the place. It's trying to be one thing, but it also wants to try to be the other. If you're gonna mix a lot of these tones, that's fine, but you got to balance it in a way that makes sense. And having this whimsical feel to it in some parts can kind of ruin the experience if you're not gonna do it throughout the entire movie, and that can get really distracting. But with that said, I think what If stood out to me was a few things. One, this movie is original, like I said in the beginning, so this movie is very creative, very fun to look at. I love this environment that the Ifs live in. It's really creative, really fun. Gives you a sense of wonder. I do like the special effects. Some of it's really cartoony, like something out of an animated film, but I think that's kind of the intent, because it's imaginary friends, so they didn't want to make it too terrifying or too creepy to look at. Some of the designs are a little off, but they look pretty good in this. Mostly the monsters and the teddy bear and the some of the gummy bear and stuff like that. They all look great in this. I do like some of the acting. The acting's pretty good for the most part. The voice acting's good too, mostly from Steve Carell as like this purple monster thing. Kind of looks like something out of a Monsters Inc. movie, honestly. But I do like the designs and the voice acting and the acting. Ryan Reynolds plays it pretty cool in this. The little girl's good in it too. I forgot the actress's name, but she does a really good job in it as a kid actress goes. And honestly, I think what I really liked about this movie was that there's like a sense of nostalgia to it. And what I mean by that is that it's not exactly a nostalgic movie. It's not really, like I said, it's not based on anything, but it brought me back to a time where, because the movie's about imaginary friends and pretend and stuff like that. So the movie brought me back to a time when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I loved to pretend. I loved to go on my own adventures. I loved imagining things. So it brought me back to a time where imagining things brought me back to a simple time where you're a kid and you loved imagining. You loved playing with your friends, going out and watching cartoons. And you imagine things. It brought me back to that time in my childhood and all the reliving those memories. Like this morning, I went to IHOP to try out some of the If menu, and I haven't had IHOP in a very long time since I was a kid. But reliving those memories, it's like those pancakes I ate at IHOP this morning. It took me back to a time of when I was a kid, but as an adult, it gives you that sense of magic that it takes you back to a time of your childhood that you just want to relive it, and it just makes you feel so warm and cozy inside. And that's kind of the thing about this movie. I think it's fine. I enjoyed it, and it's a little disappointing, honestly, because I expected a lot more from it. But it's fine. So if overall, well, I think if could have been a little bit better. I did like it for what it was and what the intention was to it, because I feel like there is a lot of talented and celebrities that were in this, and there's a lot of talent in it, and I could tell the intent what the director was trying to do. It's a little indulgent at times, basically. So overall, if you have kids, or you're just someone, or mostly if you have kids, then they're gonna love this. Kids will definitely eat this thing up. But for the adults that are expecting like something out of a Pixar movie, that's what this movie's trying to be, you're probably not gonna dig. Well, I think you'll like it fine, but just don't expect anything. Don't expect the level of storytelling you expect from, say, a Pixar movie or a DreamWorks movie or whatever. So I give If a 7 out of 10. I do recommend it. If you do plan on going to see this without kids, I say lay low on your expectations just a little bit. But to be fair, unlike most kids movies that don't even try, at least this movie has ideas. At least it's trying to be different. At least it was not based on any big property, so that's pretty cool. It's nice to get something new once in a while. All right, guys, that was If. What is your favorite moment from your childhood? Please subscribe, comment below, let me know. This is LTM, and I'll see you guys later.